Assalamualaikum to Dr. Rizita binti Abdul Rahim. We are from Group 3. We'll present our stock trading in Bursa Marketplace. Before I start the presentation, I am Elis Farisha binti Sharifuddin and this is my group members Nur Fadila binti Rosli, Nur Hidayati binti Sitwi, Nur Arisa Maisara binti Nadri and Nur Hana binti Nur Hisham. Okay, in this assignment, each team members is granted 50,000 ringgit Malaysia to invest in the Bursa Marketplace website as a startup capital. So, a lot of strategies can be used by each members in obtaining profit from investments that run within 2 weeks, which is from 8 November to 27 November 2021. And the most significant innovation element that have applied for each group members is generating high profits in a short period of time is to buy shares on a large quantity when the stock price is cheap and sell at a high price.
I am Hana. I will explain the methods or strategy used to choose stocks for our groups. First, we choose stocks that have earning per share EPS positive because EPS indicates how much money a company makes for each share of its stock and is a widely used metric for estimating corporate value. Second, because we only trade for a short period, we avoid stock warrants because it tends to be high risk and a better investment for the long term. So because of that reason, we only choose trading in stock options. Third, we use screener tools such as analyst recommendation, average score, and potential gain or loss before buying a particular stock. So we are looking at all these criteria and researching before we decide to buy the stock or not. Fourth, we use a technical analysis chart using a candlestick pattern to determine the possible price movement based on past patterns. Candlesticks are useful when trading as they show 4 price points, open, close, high and low throughout the period of time. So now, I will explain the method we use to choose which stocks to buy. First, go to the screener tools. For analyst recommendation, we will choose buy or outperform. For the EPS growth, we will choose a positive EPS. So for the next one, we will go to the stock rating. So stock rating, which is an alpha indicator. So we usually use earning and risk. For example, earning, we will choose from the orange ones. So if we click these ones, we can actually see more information about the stock, and here are the charts which can be used to read the candlestick pattern.
I'm Nur Arisa Maisara, and these are the strategies that the majority of us use to buy stocks, which are essentially buying low-cost stocks. Next, buy a lot of less risky stocks. The less risky stocks were selected when the changes are stable and the stock price is low. Furthermore, buying risky stock but just in a small selection. The risky stock were selected when the changes are frequent and the stock price is expensive. Both strategies are to make sure that none of the potential losers will be devastating.
Hi, my name is Nur Fadila binti Rosli. I will explain regarding methods or strategies used to sell stocks. First one is sell stocks when price rise. But it does not apply to all situations. It depends on the pattern of the stock graph. Usually, when we look at a candlestick graph, for example, a graph that has a constant pattern of change, as shown in diagram 1, we should continue to sell the stock if the price increase. This is because it is likely that the price will rebound in a short period of time. Whereas, for other graphs that have significant fluctuation, we need to hold back first because it is likely that the price will continue to rise so that in the end we get a bigger profit. And then, second, sell when stock price fall to avoid larger losses, but this strategy applies if we are indeed certain that the price of the stock will continue to decline.
I am Hana, and this is my stock trading from November 8 to November 26. I have bought 31 total stocks during the trade, and the most losing stock is Dialog at a value of 1,100 ringgit Malaysia, buying at 2.93 ringgit Malaysia and selling at 2.70 ringgit Malaysia, as highlighted in red color. The strategy used for buying this stock is using screener tools and selling even at a loss price to reduce greater loss. Total trade done has reached the limit of 100. Because of that, that 5 stocks cannot be sold, as highlighted in yellow color, and the selling price is based on November 26 after the closing on that day. The most profitable stock is PHB at the value of 20,000 ringgit Malaysia, buying at 0.009 and selling at 0.01 ringgit Malaysia, as highlighted in green color. The strategy used for buying this stock is low-cost stock in large units and selling at a slight price increase.
Alright, this is a list of all the stock I have bought and sold. As can be seen, at first, I bought stocks at a price of amount 2 ringgit to 6 ringgit, where the stock have a relatively high risk. At that point too, I made more losses than gains. Then, starting on November 25th, I changed my strategy by buying very cheap stock in large quantities. Back then, I had found that the strategy was very effective as the result showed improvement and my position had also soared up in a fairly good ranking compared to other classmates. The maximum quantity I have bought and sold is 1 million units. Overall, the most profits were made by Nextgram and Kangar stocks, amounting to 5,000 ringgit each. And the lowest loss was negative 4,500 ringgit for Nextgram stock. Finally, the overall profit for my stock trading as of the November 27 deadline was 18,600 ringgit 30 cents.
Hi, I am Nurudayati and this is my trading activities within the 3 weeks. From this table, we can see that during the first 2 weeks, the stocks that have been bought are the riskiest stocks that are pricey with the small units. I screen it by seeing which stock were having the higher positive changes during the day and bought them at their lower price. During the remaining 1 week, I started to change the strategy to purchase the low risk stocks that have static changes and low prices that are not more than 1 cent. By doing this strategy, I managed to buy a big amount of stocks and get a higher return or profit as shown in the table. That the most profitable stock is Kangar with a profit of 7,500 and Anand stocks give a higher loss of about 1,050 ringgit. After 3 weeks of trading, I succeed to get rank at 10 with a total gain value of 58,075 ringgit and 37 cents and profit of 8,631 ringgit 56 cents or 6.52%.
So, this is my trading activities that I have conducted in the time period given. I have purchased 11 different stocks from the Bursa marketplace after considering the additional indicators such as analyst recommendation, graphic shape, and buy a stock at declining price and sell back when the price is high. However, for some stocks, I had to sell although the price was lower than the price being purchased because it was based on its graph. The price for the shares was feared to fall lower than before. So, for example, like Top Glove that I purchased at 2 ringgit 58 cents and I had to sell back at the price is 2 ringgit 57 cents before it drops even worse. For my performance for these tradings is that my total earning from all stocks I have purchased is 278 ringgit, which is that I have earned from MSC, Kobe, Bauto, MyEG and KLK. But in overall, my trading loss is 577 ringgit 82 cents, which is the losses incurred for FPI and T-Ocean stocks.
I'm Nur Arisa Maisara and this is the list of my 21 stocks including Top Glove that I have been trading for about 3 weeks in Bursa Marketplace. For each stock that I have been traded, I'm using the screener tools and looking at the positive earning per share. Except for Top Glove and Toshians, all stocks have positive and higher earning per share. A huge potential gain by analyst consensus and the alpha indicator or the average score were high and positive. The majority of the stock were outperformed too. Not only that, but I'm also looking at the potential industry stocks such as basic material for MSC and Vantage stocks, and industrial that including machinery, equipment, components, and construction for stocks such as Boydum, Kobe, PI, SCGM, and GBGA-QRS. This is because I believe that their stock price will rise due to the lift of lockdown, as the contractors can begin their construction projects. My stock selections and buying strategies have shown to be good as the stock have kept rising since I bought them. However, as we can see in the table, I incurred a huge total loss amounting to negative 2,052 ringgit and 49 cents, with the gain value at 47,674 ringgit and 2 cents, at the rank of 38 out of 39. The reason for this is that I sold the stock relatively late, expecting the price would be much higher. Overall, the most profitable stock were made by VTROX with a profit of 270 ringgit, while the most losing stock is Yinsen with a loss of negative 600 ringgit. Despite the huge losses, I enjoyed the game as it was such a memorable experience where I can learn a lot about trading. Because I'm trading in the short term, I have learned that I should just sell the stock as it goes green. I shouldn't wait till the price is much higher because volatility might happen at any time. Next, I should not focus on analyst consensus and try new strategies because the consensus may be correct in the long term, not for the short one. After all, it is just the consensus. Higher risk means a higher return, but I shouldn't take so much risk when trading in just a short period. As this is a learning process, I believe it is important for me to realize my mistake so that I can improve my trading skills in the future.
Based on the trading activities that have been presented by other members, we can see and conclude that the most effective strategy for buying stock is buying the low risk stocks at the lowest price and large quantity. While for selling strategy that most of us did was selling stocks during its higher price or positive changes. It is because this strategy can guarantee us a good profit and avoid from exposing us to a risky stock and big loss. After all, this stock trading activity really teach us how to evaluate and screen which stocks are good or bad, which strategy will help us to gain more profit, and good experience on how to make short-term investment in the real-world future. I think that's all from us. Thank you so much.